Hi, I'm Karen Holden, the founder of a city law firm. We specialise in startups, scale-ups, all the way through to investment and sale of your businesses. I've got an extensive team of company and commercial solicitors. Today I wanted to discuss the main points that you as an entrepreneur need to cover yourselves when you're going through these stages. Now, essentially, the first thing is you need to have solid and clear agreements between your founders in place. You need a platform to build upon. So a good solid shareholders agreement will make it clear what the responsibilities are of each of you, what happens should one of you want to leave, what happens if an investment round takes place. This is the most essential document that you will have to build upon. It's also very important that you have good advisors who understand you, your business and your needs. They can give you good tax structuring advice, perhaps it's R&D, lawyers to make sure that your contracts are robust. They have to understand you, you have to trust them, and they have to be there not just to provide the documents but to support you. It's also essential because one of the key parts of your business is going to be your intellectual property. You need to protect your designs, your patents, your trademarks, not just for now but any jurisdictions or territories you aim to use in the future. Make sure it's assigned to you in writing into your company name, that it's protected from employees, subcontractors. This is your collateral, your asset, protect it carefully. Obviously, I'm a solicitor, so the most important thing I advise you on is robust contracts. You need to think about things ahead of you, whether it's cancellations, whether it's when you expand and grow. Now, at the moment, we're looking at COVID and lockdown and the things that we need to think about in those contracts to protect you. We also help you get investment ready, so before you embark on it, we'd let you know what other options are available. Not just equity investment, but maybe R&D, grants, essentially free money, maybe debt financing is all you need. Sometimes you actually want technology or clients involved, but you don't actually have the resources or the money, so how about offering them shares? Or reverse options where they get the shares in the future, or you take them off you if they don't hit milestones. Maybe it's buyback of shares we need to look at from investors. You should also look at tax structuring, in particular like EIS and SEIS, and very favourable schemes that support you in your business. These are the sort of holistic things that we'd like to discuss with you, but you should certainly have in the back of your mind. And the most important thing as a solicitor isn't just about getting the documents when you first start, but it's having regular reviews with you. We audit your documents, we review them, we update them, we reflect regularly, and you as an entrepreneur should be doing that across the board on your business. As you change, your business changes, your objectives change, the law changes, tax regime change. Make sure you go back and revisit things that you've thought about, discussed and put together. Now, as most of us know, employees are an essential part of a business. They're also the most very extreme part of the business that you need to retain, to attract. They're a cost, and you also therefore need to retain them, whether it's through benefits, whether it's perhaps through EMI options, robust contracts to tie them in, many incentives that you need to give. However, you need to also protect you and your business. Make sure that they understand any intellectual property developed belongs to you, that there's very strict terms of confidentiality. But they also know all your trade secrets, maybe your client database, so have restrictions upon them so they can't go and set up in competition. Make sure that your contracts are executed, dated and are robust. And finally, if you are ready for investment, take a look in the mirror. Are your documents concise? Have they been executed correctly? Are they readily available for the investors? If you're ready and prepared, you're ahead of your competition. Tough questions and transparency, as that again will help you secure that investment. This is a very whistle-stop tour and a taste of what we would take you through, what you as a startup and scale-up need to be thinking about. And I know that probably some of you do have questions out there, so we do have a few that we've been asked regularly.
What if you can't afford to pay for all of this up front?
We do appreciate as a startup, a lot of the time you're doing this on a shoestring, or if you've taken investment, a large sum out of that investment can actually impede upon you. So for example, at a city law firm, we offer payment plans. We budget your costs over 12 months or more. We look at a figure that you can afford, which will include a monthly call, drafting documents and support, or we simply just set out a menu of fixed fees so you know exactly what you're paying.
What if I have made a mistake with my structure, my shares, or my documents?
A lot of people, when they're starting out, either forget to update things or maybe not everything's done correctly. Please don't worry. That's exactly what our job is. We'll audit your documents, from filings to cap tables to legal documents. Often we can resolve these very promptly. And if you do go for an investment round, we're just very transparent with the investor up front, setting out what went wrong and what we've done to sort them.
Why would I need a tax consultation now if I'm just starting out and not yet earning revenue?
A lot of people think that they need to do things at set junctions, but my advice is always speak very early on to advisors. They put you on the right path from the very start. It dictates your strategy and structure going forward. That makes you tax efficient, it makes you legally sound, it covers off plans for the future, and ultimately you'll save money. The more tax efficient you are and the more structured you are, ultimately you benefit.
What happens if one of my founders wants to leave, or we have a disagreement about an investor?
Sadly, we do come across this where somebody wants to merge or take an investment, another one doesn't. Somebody wants to retire, someone doesn't. That's why it's really essential you have these conversations early on and keep having these conversations, but more so that it's documented in a shareholders agreement. This then gives you the mechanism if one of you wants to leave or drag along, tag along for investments. It sets out everything from start to finish, and if there is a dispute, again, it's a mechanism of how to resolve that. It stops a shareholder setting up in competition. It stops somebody stripping the business out because you can't afford to buy back the shares at that stage. This is the number one document for protection of you, the business, and a fantastic platform to build upon. If you have any other questions, we would be really happy to have a consultation with you to get to know you and your business and really help structure you, advise you on your path. Thank you.